Welcome back, everybody. It's been the StarBornFeline. It hasn't been that long since my last recording. So yeah, Madam Z is making headway in making sure she gets votes on her side. She's actually talking with one of our opponents earlier and actually managed to come to a good compromise. And now we're just gonna proceed onward. Just gonna handle a few of these real quick. We actually did what, in my opinion, is one of the more annoying fights in the last video. The one with Guardian Angels, where like you do one damage and then the Guardian Angels are the ones doing the bulk of the damage. You just gotta support them.
Relax.
The puppy agreed with your decision.
Please, don't resist.
I just hit my elbow. Ow. Aw, nice. Almost got him. Dang it. That's annoying.
No worries.
They're just little games.
Start healing. Getting ready to heal up.
Don't resist.
It's one down.
Left hand up. Now right hand up.
And terror prevents us from gaining enough, what's it called?
Relax.
So yeah, terror prevents us from gaining Moxie for that turn.
Start me up.
It's a good
Thank
strategy.
you for your cooperation.
I think you have diggers. And I think
Change
I
the
want to say
world.
diggers and not baby blue. Yeah, baby blue. I think.
Stop.
I think they both of them give like prevent any from being Moxie, which is not a half bad strategy, honestly.
The puppy agreed with your decision.
It's one down. It was just a heal. I thought it was gonna be something more dangerous than that. Whatever. This
They're just little
fishing
games.
mom.
Hip hip.
Like always,
hooray!
Pickle is a good boy. The bestest boy. Okay. I don't. A little annoying that you click on that thing by accident. Does that?
Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong.
Okay, we have an imitation show apparently.
Yes, an imitation show. A ball imitation show, little thing. You're imitating the Messiah, while I'm imitating an orange ball made of plastic. Being pushed back and forth by two rackets, I have nowhere else to go. Once they apply a force on me, I can't help bouncing to the sky. You can see how the air flows across my dry, wrinkled skin.
Ew, the way you describe that. Also, but interesting what he just said. And we are imitating the Messiah. And if you go back to, I believe, chapter 3, we have what looked like the Last Supper. If you saw that thumbnail. But yeah. What else you got to say?
Oh, what a coincidence. Aren't you in the same situation as mine now? Ha! Look at your frowning face. Your face wrinkles from the eyebrows to the nose tip, but people can barely see those light furrows. We know what that means. You have a poker face, and it's never your fault. But for now, your face is not the thing that matters. Well, maybe for someone it is, but still, it's not. You know what really matters? The game. Yes, it's the game. Of course the game matters. Everyone loves the game. They gather at the stadium yelling or roaring vehemently. They choose one team to become its fan and spend good money on a team uniform or an autographed ball. Yet, it's just a ball. You see where I'm coming from?
Me personally, yes. But say that to a football fan or anyone who's a sports fan, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be in a fist fight there, good sir.
Just a ball. Its outline, a circle, could be found in any geometry textbook and anywhere in this world. When the first hominid picked up a coconut and threw it to the sky, and caught it, and threw it, and caught it, and threw it again, when she felt joy and yelped, had she ever thought of the future? The future where a simple ball has become so complicated and enchanting. Now we call it the present.
What do you mean by complicated and enchanting?
Yes, sure. Complicated and enchanting. Use your silly and smart head to think about this ball game carefully. The complex scoring rules, the harsh requirements for reactive agility, the countless possible foul points. Your fingers, your wrists and arms, a correct way of using them will lead to victory. What matters more is, like every ball game, it focuses on how you serve the ball and hit it back. It's not an easy job as it sounds. When you are in the game, you need to concentrate. Where will the ball come from and how will you return it to your opponent? You need to figure that out within half a second. Use your power in a proper way. Move your feet in a stable pace. Inhale and exhale at the right timings. Ping, pong, ping, pong, ping, pong, ping, pong. The sound will last forever and ever, until that bouncing little thing falls to either side of the court.
Well, no. But no, he has a point. Currently, we're being pushed back and forth by the Foundation. They want someone who will answer them unquestioningly, but we ourselves are trying to escape that, build a better future for not just ourselves, but the arcaneness we've brought into the Foundation with us. And now that things have changed, they're pushing back, trying to force their ideals onto us. I can understand where they're coming from. We are people who have powers they do not have. That scares them. That's human. But when you go trying to force things into holes and slots when they don't really belong there, it's never gonna work out for a lot of people. But hey, people want things organized. That's how life is. Let's see. Echoes in the dark. Assistance falls down into a cave and breaks into countless words.
Constantine. Has the voting started? You see, here is the number of votes I have estimated. The pro-drafts will lose by 5 votes to their opponent. Don't forget our bet. The one who loses will pay for the new stamps.
The final vote is not today, I'm afraid. Zi's speech is still ongoing. She has just started the part on Article 3, Section 5 of the Rules of Procedure. But the speech has already lasted 7 hours. Even some delegates have left.
What? A filibuster?
Yes, and Katz's speech will be right after that. So, I guess the final vote won't start until tomorrow. That won't make a difference. Delaying the vote won't change the result.
I don't know yet. I didn't expect that she would be trying so hard. But for me, this is not necessarily bad news. The filibuster will only have two outcomes. It is either one of the parties wins over 2/3 of support and gains victory, or both parties get stuck in a tug of war. If this tug of war doesn't end with a clear outcome, the Storm Reformation will end up completely dead and forbidden to be discussed within 5 years. Are the stakes getting too high?
Madam Vice President? Mr. President came back from the Pax House.
I will go see him now.
He's waiting for you in the office.
Mr. President. Good day to you, sir. May the peace be with us.
May the peace be with us.
Are you feeling better these days?
I can still hang in for a few years. Thank you.
Are they doing all right?
Just as usual. Nothing to worry about. I'll stay in the Foundation these months. The agenda is well arranged. There is something more important that I must tell you in person.
This is their judgment.
Yes.
Then I have no objection to it.
Hold tight, my friend.
Excuse me. I have to admit, I was surprised. Thank you for telling me this.
Well, now, we have an unexpected player joining us.
Look at where you are. Paulina also once stood here. A human, a member of the St. Pavlov Foundation. She started from here, took 33 steps and a half, turned left, opened the door, and then turned right, went on for another 5 meters. She stopped and opened the Historical Intelligence Cabinet.
Why was she here?
For work, sweetheart. Most of the actions we took in most of the time were for our jobs, or for the sake of getting one.
I mean, he's not wrong there. Oof.
She's a good employee, the kind of person who sincerely wishes to contribute to society. Her dedication to work equally applied to events as big as maintaining peace, and matters as trivial as looking through old files. It was the 1931 file, or the 1935 one. She hasn't gotten there yet. But there is another folder which has caught her attention. On December 28th, 1932, on the wonderful day of the Holy Innocents in Mexico, 13 Arcanist High School students attacked the crowd during the nighttime celebration. They claimed the Oracle had uttered to them, from the inside of a gigantic Cordia Eleanoides, that they had to shoulder the responsibility to protect the people. So they took their wands and knives, carried bottles of potion of concocted picric acid and nitrocellulose, and walked into the festival market like any regular happy young people. Their attack led to 17 deaths. 6 were injured, among which 4 were disabled for life. One young girl among the attackers couldn't physiologically stop her hysterical laughter, even when she was under arrest. She quivered convulsively, with her hands twitching tightly on 31-centimeter long pruning shears. She kept muttering the word Bacoti, which is the common way to call the Cordia Eleanoides among the lumber dealers. In the Aztec civilization, it means giant mouth. Any mouth can talk. In this case of mass hysteria, this was the one true rule. Hysteria, madness, paranoia, hearing voices or seeing things. These abnormalities are the sparks flying in the air, and Arcanists are like dry cotton. The encounter of the two will cause a fire. Paulina complained quietly. She accused the danger of fire, the risk of heat. One can hardly hold no grudges against the flame when it is hidden next to you patiently, waiting. She started to mutter something of a more extreme nature. She was carried away, forgot that each individual has their own right even in a collective body. She forgot what public opinion can do to subtly influence a community. Her eyes were fixed on the scarlet flame. Racist thoughts crept silently into her blonde-haired, beautiful head like a cunning centipede. Fortunately, this is not yet the end of the story. Paulina still had her chances to change.
What do you mean, to change?
Change. Yes. An alteration. Everybody has to change. You can improve your living standards, pay for prettier white clothes, drive around in a limo painted in bright pink. Anything to prove that you're as much of a man as those tough warriors in ancient Europe. Or you can try the bitter side of life. A life so bad that every weekend you have nowhere to go but lie on a couch hollowed out by your dog and pick your nose. You pick it hard, just to locate and take out the hardest, largest booger that irritates your nasal membranes to stop the endless sneezing.
Okay, that's one way to describe that.
The change of Paulina started from a question. A senior staff of the Foundation walked to her, flipping through the pages of the same folder, and asked, "But Paulina, how are you going to deal with the fire?" On the next page, the survivors started a new life under the supportive measures, and the crazy children have left their poor family, leaving the violence and harassment behind, and moved into a sanatorium with white walls. The record of the follow-up visits showed that they have stayed mentally stable since. They learned to calm themselves and overcame drug addiction and alcohol abuse. Some of them were even married. Between the last 2 pages, there lies a thank you letter. The name signed at the end of the letter went on for 2 lines, and the last name ends with a cheerful strike going up, like a smiley face. The fire is always there, Paulina. We need to find a way to live with it, not to extinguish it. Keep them somewhere safe, like a high shelf, and away from the fuel. Watch over the temperature. Maybe teach them to burn in a manner that no one, including themselves, would be hurt. Division and confrontation have never taken this world to a better place, have they? They went on talking for a bit more, about the responsibilities of this job, about personal liabilities, about hatred, about the minorities, about the practices that ought to be taken to realize ideas. Young Paulina had changed. Drops of tears seep out from the bottom of that pair of beautiful green eyes. I shed tears with her, of course. Sadly, I was busy sucking the flavoring powder on chips off my fingers and missed the right moment to wipe those tears off my face. Nevertheless, this is my favorite episode. We should watch it again. Look at where you are. Paulina also once stood here.
Okay. Well, that was something. But no, I can't understand where you're coming from this one. There are people who it doesn't take much to set them off, for better or for worse. Sometimes these people just need help. Other times, they just don't help them. When they go off, especially in this day and age, I feel like depending on what happened, people may just upright forgive and pretend like, oh, nothing happened at all. Other times, people will just like lambast them for just lashing out, even if it was for a good reason, like self-defense or anything like that. If the individual in question is just not liked by the public, pity be them. But besides that, let's see. Ooh, this one's taking a while. I'm just going through it, and then you can pause and read through it if you want. I mean, we literally just listened to all this, but I know some people still like to read through it again. Especially those who are looking for lore and stuff like that. I know one of the big things you want to look out for when it comes to lore in this game is something about the moon. I actually watched a little bit of review, like, behind the story and the ideas behind it. Yes, so 2 big things. One is just the Christ imagery that comes along. I'm not saying Virgin is like Jesus Christ or anything like that, but I think they're playing a similar role. Like I think they're gonna have to make a choice or sacrifice themselves to some degree for the betterment of others. But then there's also the moon imagery. So the moon itself is interesting because it has a lot of different meanings depending on where you look at the world. It can be the constant change, death, life, rebirth, reflections. I know in like certain fortune readings, it's seen as like just revelation or obscuring things, etc. So it's interesting, like just referring to the moon in this context can be a lot of things, as well as the fact that in what we just listened to, the way they refer to our cases like dry cotton and just how stray thoughts or insanity can just light a spark in them. Honestly, I would say that's not just our case, but humans in general. People are more fragile than they like to believe. It doesn't take much to set someone off. It doesn't take much for someone to fall apart. But besides that, let's do one more and then we'll call there. Come on in below. No. Oh, I'll hold on for that. I don't want to do that. Road of a puppy. Footprints. Money determined footprints in the line. The white marble floors are easily recognized.
As witness?
Yes. Your report means a lot to him.
I can provide the report, but I have no experience in court hearings. If I say something wrong, will it affect the special prosecutor's decision?
Sonetto, testifying is not taking exams. The court doesn't need a skillful witness. Just honestly tell them what you saw. Focus on the point, and don't distort the facts. The Supreme Court, they value the sense of justice of the youth.
Sense of justice.
And that's a noble quality you have.
I will do my best, Madam Z.
Call the witness.
Greetings. May the peace be with us.
May the peace be with us. Sonetto, as informed by the subpoena, you have been called forth by the accuser, Bernard Wilson, to testify as the witness in court. Could you specify the relationship between you and the accuser?
We did not know each other. I heard of him at work, but we rarely worked together.
Then why did he call you?
I was one of the parties involved in the 1929 storm incident. I submitted a detailed report of that. He searched the database and found the report, so he made a request for access to my supervisor, Madam Z. Then, Madam Z asked if I would be willing to provide the report and attend court as witness.
Could you tell me the reason why you agreed to testify?
My immediate supervisor is having a long-term treatment, and there are more time slots available on my schedule. I am happy to be able to make a difference during the time and defend the established facts. More importantly, I personally believe that there is still much room for improvement for the Foundation's office in Chicago in the United States.
What is this, Miss Sonetto?
This is a record of all my travels from the time I received the promotion order in the research center to go to the office in Chicago in the United States, to the time I went back to the headquarters of the Foundation when the storm came. This is the field report and diary I wrote about the storm in 1929.
What point do you make?
I would like to prove that the Foundation's office in Chicago in the United States violated the Declaration, Fight for the Peace and Order of Mankind, and the rights of some humans and arcanists.
You're tarnishing our reputation! I request a debate duel. I won't allow her to distort the truth like this.
Mr. Seth, I haven't checked these files yet. Silence, please.
Your Honor, you can examine the files one by one while we're having the debate duel. I can't bear to see the long history of our office slandered in this way by a newcomer. I demand a duel with her.
Sonetto is an investigator with rich combat experience. There is no good dueling with her. Do you accept the debate duel?
I have no objection, madam.
Please to the stage, duelists. The debate during your duel will be faithfully recorded. 3 defeats in the debate of one side will end the duel. You have the floor now.
Alright, this is one I actually like because there's actually quite a bit of it going on as we're fighting. Okay, I'll keep it as is.
I can't wait anymore!
I have decades of historical materials of the office and know it better than anyone else. Well, you were in office for just 3 days? What makes you think your testimony is more valuable than my materials?
Whether the history is long or short, it does not affect the validity of the facts. Article 78 of the International Law of Procedure states, any individual who has knowledge of the case and has an independent will is obliged to testify as witness. Hereon, I shall prove the value of my testimony.
Okay. The sources can be a little bit difficult
They're
because
just little games.
he is
Left
a
hand now right
grass, I
hand
am a water reference. I know they just call it star, but let's be honest, it's water. And he builds up affluence like no one's business too.
Stop me up!
That's
Are you
annoying.
ready to be blinded? Rock! Change the world! Are you ready to shake?
Hoping this does it.
Woohoo! Release!
Oh right, he heals. Which is just annoying.
Everybody, let me... They're just little
We'll just start
games.
blasting him.
Lights! Woohoo! Release!
Again, this guy's just annoying.
Start me up! Woohoo! Release!
Oh my gosh.
They're just start me up! Left hand up! Now right hand up!
Thank you. It's not as much as the
February 14th, 1929, after the storm. Half of the staff in the office were absent from work. I learned that this was permitted by the director. They were required to sell alcohol in speakeasies at night to make a profit for the office. The malpractice at daytime was therefore tacitly approved. This can be found in photo appendix number 3-12-8.
Slander! It's individual behavior of the employees who do not comply with the rules.
He's been caught. He knows it. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Everybody, are you ready to be blinded? Left hand up! Now right hand up! Are you ready to shake?
I'll admit, nothing against the Dragon, but she's definitely the biggest character to be using for this. Fine. Just blast
Everybody,
them.
let me see your hand up! Peace and love!
Ow.
Everybody, are you ready to be blinded? Rock! Change the world!
Oh, and he's down.
That morning, an hour and a half before my encounter with Timekeeper, a procession appeared in the square in front of the office. They were mostly humans, with a few arcanists. They were protesting against the high registration fee charged by the office for registering their identity information. In addition, there was a racial brawl in the square, but the office did not send anyone to pacify the crowd or maintain the order.
Do you have any evidence?
I wrote them in my diary. Does that count as evidence?
Yes. Please tell me which page it is on.
Naughty, naughty. Okay. So this is just We should just be able to mop this one up here.
Stop me! Are you ready to be blinded? Rock, rock, rock! Change the world! Are you ready to shake?
Yeah. That first one, my god,
Woohoo!
he was annoying, but he kept healing. Thank you.
Start me up! Everybody, let me see your hands up!
Okay.
Left hand up! Now right hand up! Peace and love!
Ooh.
Are you ready to be blinded?
Nope, too much.
Are you ready to be blinded?
Hopefully you
Are
take him
you
down.
ready to shake?
The debuff's gone, he doesn't have any defense buff, as far as I can tell. So. Yes.
These are all insignificant glitches. To be honest, you can find similar problems in any large institution in the world. As long as we manage the office in a different way or change the staff, it would be improved. But you claimed that we violated the Declaration of Peace. This is pure slander, gross defamation.
And like any politician, he falls back on their golden rule. Deny, deny, deny. Oof. Hitting a little close to home, honestly.
I am not slandering the office. Schneider. You refuse to offer a human, no, an entire family, the shelter of the Foundation.
Warning, warning. The puppy is fleeing the scene at its maximum speed.
I'm honestly not sure if I should have just gone with Pickles from the beginning, but oh well.
Schneider, a friend we met in Chicago. She once chose to join the Foundation under the pressure of both the Storm and Manus Vindictae. But instead of offering any solution or help, you just gave her a rejection letter. I found this letter in her suit pocket. It had a small line written on it. Poppers... fuck off.
I had completely no idea what this was about. Not to mention the fact that no one at the office had ever heard of the storm. What help could they offer?
In this particular case, you should have reported to the headquarters or to the investigators out there, instead of doing nothing but leaving an insult. I do not understand why there was such wording on it. Was it because she did not pay enough shelter fee to qualify for sheltering? Or was it because the wand she used was transformed by Arcanum, which made you think she was an Arcanist? Does not the Declaration of Peace say, everyone strong or weak, rich or poor, of any race deserves a helping hand so that the existing peace and order shall be maintained? They were humans. If only they had made it to the headquarters sooner. Maybe they...
In the particular circumstance at present, it's impossible for the headquarters to take in humans from all over the world. But you bring out a possibility better than anything that happened. Thank you very much for your testimony, Miss Sonetto. And also for the debate, Mr. Seth.
I seem to be too emotional just now.
Miss Sonetto. You brought us a great debate. Have you heard of the Supreme Court? You should come when you're free.
Well, now. Whoops. Hey, drop. Sorry about that. That was me dropping something like always. This is taking an interesting turn. It looks like Sonetto's words reached the ears of the court, honestly. And I'm glad. Like, sometimes I wish life could be a little bit more like that. Like, when someone actually genuinely shows proof and speaks the truth, that they will be heard. But in this day and age, that's not always the case, honestly. More often than not, it's not unusual for people just to be quieted down by the crowd simply because they said something they didn't like. It's sad, but honestly, that's the reality we live in right now. I can hope things get better sooner rather than later, but still. Besides that, let's see. I think leave a comment down below. Alright, sorry. Leave a comment down below. If there's one thing you could change in society, what do you think it would be? Like something that would generally improve society as a whole. Without violating a person's rights, honestly. Other than that, remember to like, subscribe, all that algorithm stuff. Share the video with people to get if you want to share the video with people who may want to play this game and either don't know it exists or are just unsure about it, because honestly I think this is a good game. Maybe not these videos specifically, just because they're a little bit on the slower side. They're building up to something, but yeah. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Please remember, be kind. Let's create something new tomorrow, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, this has been the StarBornFeline saying goodbye.